Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can create an account and then how you can send money to many different countries across the world using Xoom or Xoom or Xoom. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but it's a service by PayPal. Also, if you stick around to the end of the video, or you can just look below on the link that I have, I'm going to share with you an app or a different website that I actually prefer to use over Xoom, because the fees are much more consistent and can be a lot lower than Xoom or PayPal a lot of the time. But one good thing about Xoom is that the recipient that is receiving the money does not have to have a Xoom account or a PayPal account of their own, depending on how you send it to them, which I'm about to show you. You actually used to be able to access Xoom directly through the PayPal app. I don't know if it was only that way, but it appears that you can't do that anymore. But here, if you just search Xoom in the App Store, Xoom has their own app which you can use now, which is easier anyway. So this is the home screen here. It's very simple. We're just going to go to send money here at the top. They have a couple other things you can do, but this video is about sending money. I'm also going to show you though that the fees can vary a lot depending on the country that you're sending to, and also the conversion rate that they're giving you. The fees can be very bad or very good, which you're about to see. I'll show you a couple different countries, and I'll show you how to check the conversion rate. You want to make sure you're doing that to make sure you're not getting ripped off with how much they're charging you when you change your currency to a different currency that you are sending. Now, there are many different countries here that you can send to, as you can see, and I'm going to show you some different examples. First, I'm going to start with the Philippines. The Philippines actually has very low fees. From when I've used it, they give you a low conversion rate, which I'll show you here. And I'll be able to put in, with the Philippines, I'm able to put in some like fake info and show you all the steps that are involved as well. So here at the top, you can choose your own currency, which I'm based in the United States. I can only use USD or CAD, which I assume is the Canadian dollar. So I'm here with USD, and they have it on $350 here. So the first thing I want to show you is they have a bunch of different options here with this country for the person to receive the money. Many other countries, they only have like 2 options, but here they have many. I assume most people though are just going to use bank deposit here. And to see what the fees are for different options, you just you scroll all the way down and you click on show fees for this, and they're going to show you here. Depending on what option you use to pay them, there are different fees. So you can use your PayPal USD, PayPal balance, or your bank account, and this will, sending to this country will have $0 in fees. You can use a debit card, it'll be $2, and a credit card will be $6. Obviously a credit card is going to have high fees pretty much no matter what website or app you use to send. That's just normal because the credit card companies charge fees. That's sending $350 in USD too, so even if you're using a debit card, I think what it was like a $2 fee, that's still very good. And all the countries, it seems, have a minimum amount that you can send. It's usually around $10 though. It says the minimum amount for this is 535 pesos. I don't know how much that is in dollars. Here we can send just $10. And then the next thing I want to show you is you want to check the conversion rate. So if you look down here in the fine print, it says we make money on the exchange rate. The currency conversion spread varies per transaction, refreshes frequently, and it says they round to the nearest 0.05 peso. So you want to check this online, just like Google or something. So I'm just going to search 10 USD to PHP. And if you search it online, it should just give you like the average, what the average rate is now. I don't know if they change every minute, every hour, or whatever, but they definitely change daily. So we're going to do 10 USD to PHP. You just want to make sure that they're not ripping you off. You want to make sure how much they charge you. And online is saying that 10 USD is about 586 Filipino pesos. And as you can see here, Xoom is actually converting, they're giving us more, 600 pesos. So they should be a very good rate. So like I was saying before, the Philippines is a country where the fees are very low. They're pretty much nothing for Xoom. And then I'm just going to show you the next steps that you would do if you're sending money to someone, and these will vary depending on what country, but they're pretty straightforward. So you're just going to choose the form that they can use to pick up. You go to next. You're just going to choose what bank they have. So I just made up an account number there just to show you the steps here, and you're just going to put in the first name, last name, the city. This country is going to have a province that they're going to ask you. And then here they're going to give you the different options that you use to pay them with. So I can use my PayPal here, and they tell you the fees that they have right below it in the fine print there. So this is a credit card that I have here up in the top that's linked to my PayPal. They're telling me that's going to charge me $6, and that would be charging me $6 just to send $10, which would be ridiculous. But if I have a couple bank accounts linked to my PayPal already, there's a $0 fee with both of those, and the conversion rate is very, very good. Then you're just going to choose your bank account, whatever. They're going to have you go through a step to verify it, and then it's very straightforward from there once you go. And then now what I'm going to do is show you an example of another country that has very, very bad fees. So I looked at Denmark before, and theirs are much, much worse. It too can, depending on the country, it can depend on how much money you're sending. So like with this country, if you send a small amount of money, the fees get quite a bit worse from what I remember. So let's do $50 USD, and then this one you can see it only has 2 different options for them to pick up: a cash pickup or a deposit into their bank account. Show fees for bank. The only one with $0 fees is just PayPal USD, but for some reason, even if you use your PayPal balance or your bank account or your debit card or your credit card, it's all a $5 fee just to send $50, which is a 10% fee, which is really, really ridiculous. So for Denmark, this is a very bad service. I'd recommend the other service, which I'm about to show you. And then let's look up, we can see if the conversion rate's any good. 50 USD to DKK, saying it's about 322. And they're giving us 306, which isn't that much worse. I'm not sure what the exact percentage is, but compared to the Philippines, like this country is just, they're going to charge you a lot, it's a lot worse to send money to. So that's pretty much all the steps there is, and you just kind of have to check the country, which that's one thing I do not like about this service, is it can be very random. You have to go through and like kind of check everything to see the fees. The one that I prefer to use more, that I've sent a lot of money with, which I believe I'm sure they have an app too, but I always use the website, is wise.com. From all the different countries I've seen, the fees are always very, very low, even when you're converting money, including that. It doesn't matter if you're just sending $5 or sending thousands of dollars. The fees are always, or at least for me, have always been less than 1%. They're always less than 1%, which is like basically nothing. And I'm not logged in, but you can see an example here of how it looks when you're sending the money. And all the fees are just very, very upfront. They give you the conversion rate right there. From what I've seen, Wise's conversion rate it's always very, very good. And they just give you like an average conversion rate, which is going to be very similar to like what we were just Googling before, which is what you're going to see there. So they give you a very fair conversion rate always, and their fees are always very, very low. And they tell you here, you can see the exact percentage of fees. It said total included fees are 0.55%. So they're very transparent with their fees. Their fees are always very, very low. And really the only downside is the recipient has to have a Wise account as well. I don't believe you can just send it to their bank account, but I could be wrong there. And if you use my link to sign up for Wise in the description, you can send up to $600 USD completely free with 0 fees for the first 600 you send. So hope this video helped you out. Let us know in the comments, what countries with Xoom have good fees, or if you found Wise helpful. And like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.